Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to sit down and film a video for you guys all about how I edit my Instagram photos. Now a quick disclaimer, I do not think that you absolutely have to edit your Instagram photos in order for them to be good enough for Instagram. I personally just like to edit my photos because of the theme that I have on my Instagram page, and so I like to edit them a certain way so that they all have the same filter on them and they all have the same look to them. So I personally like more of a brighter kind of look to my photos. I do like pops of color as well. I don't like a whole lot of contrast to the pictures, but I'm going to show you guys all about what I do on my pictures to make them look how they do. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and get on into the video, and I'm going to start screen recording on my phone. That way you can see what I'm doing here on my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and start screen recording on my phone here, and then I will have it pop up here. That way you guys can see exactly what I'm doing on my phone. Okay, so first things first, when I go to edit a picture, I will go over to my photo editing and I go to Lightroom. And Lightroom is my favorite app that I use for editing. So what I did is I downloaded the Aspyn Ovard presets, and as you can see, they are at the top right here. These top 5 pictures are the Aspyn Ovard presets, and you could download those directly, I think from her Instagram is how I found them. And it gives you a step-by-step on how to download them. I did pay $50, I believe it was $50 for all 5 presets. So that's $10 per preset, and some people might think I'm crazy for paying money for filters for my Instagram photos, but I am wanting my Instagram game to be a little bit better, so I figured it would be worth the investment just for me personally. So like I said, I downloaded these 5 presets, and I basically will just go through and use these presets depending on the picture that I have. So as you can see, I've edited a bunch of pictures here all in my album of photos. So what I want to do today is I want to edit this picture, that one, and that one. So I'm deciding between these 3 photos for a picture for Instagram that I wanted to post today. Now, of course, the editing is gonna have to be a little bit different between the one indoor and the one outdoor because the lighting is a lot different. So first off, for this one, for the indoor picture, I already know that I have a picture actually that was taken in this exact location. I took one in our bathroom actually, not too long ago. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to that exact picture, and I'm gonna click this little 3 dots up in the top right corner, and I'm gonna hit copy settings. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna copy the settings that I have already set onto this photo. Now this photo is actually just copied, I believe I used the one Blogger, and this is the preset Blogger, and basically what I did is I went and I just copied settings from this and hit OK. And then I went and I put it on that photo, and then I adjusted different things to make it so it looked better on that personal picture. But since I already know that I love the way that this one looks, and I'll show you a little before and after on that picture as well, but since I already know that I like the way that this one looks, and I have a picture that I just took in that same location, I'm gonna go back to that photo, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit paste settings, and that's just going to paste that filter and that preset right on top of that picture. Now, of course, when you see these, I would definitely do a little bit of editing to make this a little bit different, just because I don't love the colors that are going on in this. So I would mess around with it a little bit, and the way that I would do that is go into these different little options down at the bottom, and you can change all kinds of things with your picture. So if I wanted it to be brighter, I could brighten it a lot, or I could deepen it. And basically what I'll do is I will just go through and I will just mess with the different options here depending on what I want to do. And then you can also go into colors and you can warmthen it or make it cooler depending on how you want it to look. And then with the one that's outside of the outdoor picture, that one, I know that the filter that I have probably isn't going to work the best on it. So if I paste that filter that we used, oh, it actually doesn't even look bad. That actually looks pretty good on that picture. So I actually really enjoy the way that that looks. So I'm just gonna leave that on there, but usually what I would do is I would go to another picture that I have of me outside. So let's see. Okay, this is one of me outside that I took a while back. So I would go to this one, copy the settings on it, and then I would go down to this picture and reset to import, and I would paste that on there. Now that does look a little bit different than the one that we had prior to, and I actually like the other filter better. So I'm gonna reset back to import. I'm gonna go ahead and go and copy. I'm gonna copy the settings on this photo and go over and paste them on this one. And I actually think this is my favorite picture of the three. These ones are cute, but I feel like the one outside is just a better picture personally. So I'm gonna go ahead and mess around with it just a little bit, just to make it so it's more of my liking and more what I would want. So on this one, I'm just gonna play around first with the exposure, and I think I'm actually gonna take the exposure down. I like to have a little bit more color in it than what it currently had. And then the contrast, I'm gonna mess with as well. Like I said, I don't like to have a ton of contrast in my photos, but I do like to have a little bit. And then the highlights, I'm gonna mess with too. I think I'm gonna keep my highlights at -10. And then I'm gonna go over to the color option. And in here, I don't really think I'm gonna change a whole lot. I might warmth it like to a 15. I like to have warmer photos rather than a cooler toned photo, so I'm just gonna have it a little bit warmer. So then what I'll do is I'll go into the little mix with the color wheel, and I'll play around a little bit with the colors. So as you can see, you have all these different colors here that you can mess with. And then if my photo is ever too orange, or say it's too yellow, then I can go into these two options, and I can kind of mess around and play with those colors to make it look the way that I want to. Okay, so as you can see, this is our photo, and this is the before, and then this is what it looks like after with the filter on it. So I do love the way that this photo looks. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go up to the top, and I'm gonna hit this little button here, and I'm gonna hit save to camera roll, maximum available. And it's gonna take a second for it to save to my phone. And then the next thing that I do is I use one more app. So I use Lightroom, and then after using Lightroom, if it is a close-up picture where you can see my face pretty well, I will go into the Facetune app. Now, a lot of people have a lot of jokes about Facetune and how you can completely transform the way your face looks. Now, that is true. You can definitely edit your face to be kind of crazy and very photoshopped. There's a cat hair in front of me, so just don't mind me. But I like to think that I keep it pretty natural, but I do add a little bit, just like a few enhancements to make my face look a little bit better. So what I'll do is I'll go into the Facetune app, and I just hit the little camera in the top left corner. And then I hit open photo, and I will go in and upload that photo to Facetune. Now, in Facetune, I don't do like a whole lot of crazy stuff. And I honestly only ever do things to my face. So what I'll do is I'll zoom in on my face. And the only thing that I'm gonna do right now, so as you can see, you can whiten your teeth, you can smooth your face, you can do details, you can reshape. So I only use a few of them. I don't use all of these options actually. So what I'll do is I am gonna go into the whiten, and I'm just gonna draw a line straight across my teeth. And as you can see, it just brightens up the teeth a tiny bit. It honestly, that doesn't make a whole huge difference because I didn't go over it a bunch of times. Now, if I did want to, I could go over this multiple times. And as you can see, that definitely changes the way that my teeth look. It makes them go from like, oh, she has normal teeth to, oh, she has very fake, very white teeth. So I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of that because I don't like how edited that is. And I'm gonna go back in, and I'm just gonna go over it once like that, because it does make my teeth look a little bit brighter, but it doesn't make them look too crazy. Okay, so I shrunk down a little bit just because I was sitting on my knees, and now I'm not because my knees are going to break if I continue to sit on them. Then I'm gonna go into details, and I always will detail my tattoos, so I just go right over the tattoos with details. I also will detail my earrings, and then I always will detail my eyes, and then my lips a little bit as well, maybe on the hat, and then sometimes on the highlights of my hair as well, just to make them stick out more. And as you can see, that just adds a little bit of, it kind of sharpens those areas. It really like details them out, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm actually gonna bring the camera down a little bit because I feel like I'm like this little thumb at the bottom of the camera, like, hello, here I am. Okay, so the next thing that I will do is I will go into the tones option, and I will take the color all the way to the bright white. And then what I do is I go in and I highlight the high points of my face. And I feel like this honestly makes the biggest difference out of anything that I do, So basically you can see there's a little highlight on my nose, so I will go in and just brighten that even more. And I never use my finger and like push and like really do a whole lot of change on the photo. I just very lightly will tap where I want that highlight to be. So I like to do a little bit on the sides of my eyes. Now that didn't make the hugest difference, but you can tell that it did make a little bit of a difference, and a little bit ends up making like a big difference in the end. And so then I always go in and I do my cheekbone a little bit, because highlights gotta be on fleek, if you know what I'm saying. And then I also like to highlight the little shine parts on my lips to make my lips look more glossy. And I also will go in and put a little bit of a highlight on my chin as well. And basically what that did is it just added a little bit of glow, and it made my face look a little bit brighter. So I like the way that that looks. And then the last thing that I'll do is, I don't do this all the time, but if you can see my lashes and you can see my mascara, and it's a close-up picture, I will go to the black option, and I will go in and I will just draw little tiny black lines right on top of my lashes and just kind of go over them with this tool. And what that does is it just makes my lashes look more like voluptuous, if that makes any sense. So I'll show you before and after. It just adds, I don't know, like another coat of mascara almost to your lashes. And I personally just like the way it looks. It makes my eyes pop a little bit more. You, like I said in the beginning of this, you do not have to do any of this, but this is just personally what I do. So as you can see, it makes my lashes look a little bit more full and makes them look better. And you can't even tell when I'm zoomed out, you can't even really tell a difference. But I like to have it to where if someone did zoom in on my face, they'd be like, oh my gosh, her eyelashes look really good. And then I'm also gonna take that black and I'm just gonna lightly go over some parts on my hat that I don't like the way they look. For example, I have some hairs that are stragglers. So I'm just gonna go in and get rid of those and make sure that my hat looks nice and dark. So as you can see, that definitely darkened up my hat, but I do like the way that that actually looks better, having it darker rather than lighter. So I'm gonna save that. And then I like the way that that looks. I think that looks pretty good. So after that, I just save to camera roll, and then I will go straight into Instagram to upload it. So I open my Instagram app, and then I will just go in and place the photo directly into Instagram. And then I'm ready to go to type in a caption and whatever I want to say, and then post the picture. Okay guys, so that is just a little tutorial on how I edit my Instagram photos and what I personally use. Like I said, I use the Aspyn Ovard presets, and it was $50 for a bundle of 5 different presets. You download those to your phone, and then you are able to use those in Lightroom. And then I also use the app Facetune, and this is the first version. I believe Facetune did come out with a Facetune like 2.0 or something like that, but I use the original version, and that one I do believe is $4 or $5 for the app. So I downloaded that probably like 2 or 3 years ago, so I'm not 100% sure on the cost of that app, but those are the 2 apps that I do use for editing all of my pictures. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell notification so that you're notified every Wednesday when I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.